Do you sleep at night? Do you manage to put your head on the pillow when you go to bed and the next minute you know, oh, blimey, here it is. It's morning. Goodness, where did that go? Do you dream and have lovely, wonderful dreams that inspire you? Do you find that your night when you're in bed is unfitful, pleasant, relaxing, and all of that? Or are you somebody that struggles with sleep, that you can't quite sleep, you can't get, your brain is racing, there's too many things going on, and you get up in the night, perhaps you have to make a cup of tea, perhaps you only get a few hours, and then you're tossing and turning, and you, oh, God, I wish I could get back to sleep. Oh, it's a nightmare. It's just, oh, blimey. Are you one of those sort of people? And now, I'm no expert on sleep, but I wanted to share something that we, my lovely partner, the lovely Julia, and I think is really contributing to us getting a very good sleep, because we've found over the last week or so, since we've been doing what we've been doing, and I'll share that in a moment, that we put our head on the pillow, we fall asleep, and pretty much the next minute it's morning, although we do remember having some very lovely dreams. Now, what can that be? Well, there's a number of things, of course, you can do to mitigate that you have the best sleep you can. Obviously, not eating too late so that your stomach is digesting all the time. That's obviously a very good thing. Making sure, excuse me, that you've not been looking at your phone, because the phone puts out a blue light, or your computer, the last thing that you do. I know some people sit there with their laptops before they go to bed, and sometimes they're on their phone swiping about and all of those sort of things. And maybe if you didn't do so much of that, that would perhaps not interfere with the sleep coming on in your head. It's that calming down, isn't it? It's that calming down, telling your body that you're now about to go to sleep. One of the things that we do is that we turn the electricity off at night when we sleep, so that we're not bothered by things like the dirty electricity that's in the ring main, and we're also not bothered by the Wi-Fi, the modems that are chucking out all those EMFs, the electrical magnetic fields. Now, I live in a 2-up, 2-down terraced house, so I've got neighbours either side of me, and it's unlikely that they turn off their modems at night. So we may be getting some form of radiation, unfortunately, from them through the thick walls. These are old Victorian houses, as I say, so there's quite a bit of resistance between there, but modern houses, of course, less so. And of course, we can't fully protect ourselves from the mobile phone towers, which will be sending those signals into the house. It would be nice to be able to, at night time, just throw a great big switch and turn the whole lot off. But of course, that would be very selfish for those people that need to have those signals on and are working shifts and all of those other things. So we can't do that, but we mitigate as much as that. But what we've been doing recently, which I think is really contributing to our sleep, and one of those things is, as much as possible, mitigating and getting rid of fear by not watching television, by not watching the news. I don't have a television. I've not had a television for years now, so I don't watch the news. I don't hear the dramatic music of the newscasters and all those images that are there on your mind, hitting the subconscious. I make sure we don't do that. I don't watch big movies anymore with all their subliminal messages that are coming in there. I try to, as very little as possible, watch any YouTube an hour or so before I go to bed, because of the adverts and whatever else might pop up. And I'm very choosy about what I do watch, when I do watch it, and as much as possible these days, I'm trying to watch inspiring stuff, not fear-generating stuff. So I think all of that helps. But the one thing that we're curious about, that we've been doing, that has really knocked us out at night time when we go to bed, is once we turn the electricity off, obviously in the winter time, it's dark very early. So what we've been starting to do is light candles. And instead of having the bright electric light, you know, these newfangled LED lights that you can't buy, the old incandescent light bulbs anymore, which seem to be much more friendly and conducive to a better light, we've been lighting candles. So I thought I would light, here's a nice brand new candle. which I am attempting to light here, like that. And it's amazing, I can tell you, it is amazing how much light comes off a candle. And we'll walk about the house. Now, of course, you've got to be careful that you don't burn the house down. You've got to be very careful how you put the candle and maybe have it in a jar or have a little top on top. And we're looking to find some of those old-fashioned things. But the beautiful warm light, albeit, yes, it flickers and what have you, and it is dim, but you'll be surprised after a couple of days, the eyes adjust. You don't need to see into every crevice, you know, the shadows. It's very beautiful. It's very romantic. You go into the bathroom and do all your ablutions in the bedroom, in the kitchen. We often sit for the last hour or so before bed with the fire. I have a wood-burning stove in the kitchen. And we'll sit there and we'll look at the flames, the flickering flames, the real natural flames of the fire. Or we'll have a couple of candles on the go. And it's amazing. We'll just have a chat and a talk and look at the fire and so on. And sometimes I'll read to the lovely Julia, and we just calm ourselves down. But I think this light for the last hour before bed is really doing something to the mind. It's really calming us down. And when we sleep, we just go off. I mean, it is incredible. Now, we're going to put together a video to demonstrate all of this in the English Couple. We've yet to do it, but we will. That's our sister YouTube channel. Now, the one thing that I do need to investigate, because I know some people have said that some of the candles do give off poisonous fumes and things like that. So one does have to be a bit wary, and I need to find out. These are called church candles or altar candles and things like that. They do burn nice and slowly, which is lovely to have. And I did notice as I took the wrapping paper off this, because I was trying to find out what's it made of. Is it made of paraffin wax? Is it made of beeswax? Or is it made of soy? And I've heard that soy is not so good for you. It did say don't burn it for more than 4 hours. So that must imply that there is perhaps some sort of toxin coming out of it. So I want to make sure that that's not a bad thing for us. And no doubt people in the comments will say so. But if one can either discover the best type of wax and burn it just for an hour or so before you go to bed, rather than the bright LED lights, which are confusing the brain because they have this somewhat blue tint in them. This is natural. And I think this is the secret. We've been discussing this, and we've found over the last week or so that the more we do this, the better the sleep that we have. And I just thought I'd share that with you in case you've been doing something similar. Trying to get back to some of those old-fashioned natural ways is really helping. You see, it seems to me that we've rushed ever so fast into this new technology. And it is useful. It's very helpful. But we've embraced it so fast that perhaps some of the old things that we used to do, some of the old ways, have been thrown away with the bathwater, that we've forgotten that actually slowing down, being more meditative, more thoughtful, critical thinking for ourselves, not letting the computer and the narrative tell us how we should think, calming ourselves down, relaxing, lighting a real genuine flame, sitting at peace meditatively before we go to bed, does make a big difference. And that sleep in the morning, when you wake up and you're refreshed and you're able to go with full energy the rest of the day, I think is so, so important. So I thought I'd share what we're doing. Of course, you don't have to do any of what we talk about, but I just thought I'd share that in case it was of any use to anybody who is struggling to sleep and finding the worries of the day permeating, that's not even a word, getting into the brain and causing you mischief at night. Thank you very much.